PitchGrounders, we are live with a new product today, and this product is free. That's right, it's available for free on the PitchGround marketplace, and that's what makes it really, really interesting. So, if you're a software developer, then this webinar is for you. So, keep watching, where we're going to share everything that you need to know about this product. This product is called Vershd, and we call it the effortless, Git graphical user interface, for Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever that you're using, you can have this software for free. That's right, for free. So here, let's wait for more people to join in, and let's play the video until then.
A quick overview of Vershd, the effortless Git GUI. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel below so we can tell you when we have more help videos. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and we'll get back to you. Wrestling with version control when developing software can feel inevitable. Just look at Kevin. This is not a man filled with happiness. He just lost some work. Again. Git is an essential part of software development, and Vershd is the solution for the problems that it can cause, which is why Steve is having a better day than Kevin. Designed from the ground up for Git users from beginners all the way to advanced, Vershd works on Windows, Mac, and Linux. It does everything you'd expect, like pushing, pulling, merging, cherry-picking, and more. But the simple, clear user interface also shows you the files in each commit and compares each of them in many different ways. Vershd has a powerful search tool to find commits instantly and highlights what's been found within them. The unique branch comparison tool can show you which commits are exactly the same, which are missing, and which are similar, perhaps if they've been cherry-picked from one branch to another. Committing changed files is a breeze, and you never need to worry about the index. You can compare your alterations to historic changes before you commit them. And amending the last commit is easy. The same effortless user interface is used to handle merge conflicts.
So that was Vershd in effortless Git graphical user interface for you, all software developers. And we have the team of Vershd with us here. Paul, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Manny. How are you doing?
Fantastic this side. So people want to know, what is this freebie about? Who is it for, and what does your software actually do? Can you explain us everything by starting who you are at first?
Absolutely, yes. So my name is Paul. I'm the founder and CEO of Vershd, which is the effortless Git GUI, and I've been a software developer for many, many years. I felt that there was something missing when it came to Git. It's a really powerful system for source control, and it's something that pretty much every software developer needs to use. You need to understand what's gone wrong, what's gone right, what changes you made, what your team did. It's essential, but Git is very powerful, but it can be really difficult to deal with. It's got 160 commands and just thousands and thousands of parameters. It's all command line, and it can be very difficult for that reason. Vershd was built to be a simple, easy graphical user interface. We pitched it as sort of intermediate or beginner Git users, which is literally 90% of the people out there using Git, because to call yourself advanced is quite something with Git. You're a bit of a ninja with it if that's the case, and there's not many people who put their hands up and say that they're that. So this is designed to make things as simple and as fluid as possible. Vershd is really there to provide simplicity and to provide previews, and it really tackles some of the 5 sort of main pain points that you get with Git. The pain points being things like there's no clear overview, so because it's command line, you can't see what you're doing with it. The lack of previews, so you don't really know what's going to happen next. Fetching and things like that don't happen automatically. There's no branch comparisons that you can really understand. We've probably all seen situations where we've tried to look at branch comparisons within the Git command line. It's just horrendous to try and read. And even things like rewinding that Vershd has created along with a unique branch comparison. There are some genuinely sort of groundbreaking different ways of viewing things, which are better than pretty much any other Git client out there, if I do say so myself. And Vershd is there to provide solutions to the pain problems that Git can cause. Most of us have been in a situation that you've lost work, and sometimes hours and sometimes days of work where you've just lost it to Git, and those days need to be gone for your own productivity and that of your company and your team. You need to get back to coding because that's what we're all here to do, and Vershd is there to help you to do that.
Absolutely. And before doing marketing and entering all of this world of PitchGround, softwares and webinars, I was into software engineering. That's how I graduated. And it reminds me of my days of coding, where we used to code in different tools, etc. And I remember that day when I didn't save the project and everything, and oh my gosh, that was like terrible. I lost all my work. I mean, I was I was a very beginner coder, trying to code my way, trying to do stuff, etc., learning here and there, copy pasting stuff, and you know, then I realized, no, that's such a bad situation when I forgot to save my work. And I think
even for advanced developers, you're all new to Git at some point, and it's just a classic. So it's such a classic experience where you hear somebody going, "Oh," and it's just gone. So this needed to be tackled.
Okay, all right. So before we get started with the demo, I'm sure many people are waiting for the demo. Why don't you? There's a question that came up when I was asking around in the group. They're like, okay, what makes Vershd different from other Git graphical user interfaces out there?
Sure. I think we've got some unique features. Firstly, on the one hand, there's just the sheer simplicity. So you'll see when I show you that the layout is designed to be as clean and as simple as possible. And it's so common for Git clients to try and ram everything onto one screen, and you can feel sort of a bit hemmed in by it. So there's that, but there's also some things which are like unique branch comparison tool. You can see people online talking about it and saying how they've never seen anything like it, and it's a really good way of understanding what's going on. And then there's the rewind functionality as well to enable you to easily roll back the clock and see what you've done, and then go back to previous day's work or week's work or something you did a month ago.
Wow.
So there's a whole bunch of things which is just there, which really are quite fresh and quite different.
That's pretty interesting. Then why don't we just get started with the demo?
Lovely. Okay, let me just share my screen. Yeah, one moment.
So before that, I would like to share my screen. You can share your screen. I would like to share my screen and show people the deal that we have on the PitchGround website. Let me know if you can see my screen. So this is the deal, guys. This is a 1-year freebie that you get. That means 1 year access to Vershd for free. That's right, $0, no credit card needed. All you have to do is just go hit the buy now button, and you're sorted. You know.
And that's our premium plan. That's the best plan that we have. It's got all the functionality.
Absolutely. This is the pricing that you can see. This is the premium plan that Vershd is offering, and you get all of this for free for $0. Let me just buy it right in front of you guys and show you how it works. Okay, it says cart updated. All I have to do is just go to cart, and then I just need to complete the purchase, and then just invoice created, and it's done.
Yeah,
I just need to go back to PitchGround. I'll have to go to my, and there's the code over there. I can't just show you the code, but yeah, there's the code on top of it. So yeah,
it's just a link. Yeah, absolutely.
You get it here, and you just have to redeem it.
Yeah.
You can just you have the instructions here. You can just go to Vershd PitchGround, and you can just copy the coupon code here, and you can just redeem it. It's that simple. We'll show the redeeming instructions after Paul shows us the demo of Vershd, because I'm excited mainly for that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay.
Yep.
So here we are.
We can see your screen, Paul. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's good to know. So here we are. So this is Vershd, and this is the main area where you work within. And what we've got here is firstly the simple way of just opening up repositories. And I'm not going to talk for too long because I know these things can drag on. And if you've got questions, I'd like to answer them. And I think that's a great way of just dealing with any concerns that you have. So I've got here already a bunch of repositories which have been set up. But I can come in here and I can just put in a path and then just find all of the repositories within that path, and it will populate this for me straight away. You can also create brand new repositories. You can clone them as well. An important point here is that Vershd works with whatever installation of Git you've got. And the reason for that is this allows you to swap and chop and change, if you like, between command line or some other tool, and then you can come back to Vershd, and it's just dealing with your existing information. And that means that it works absolutely properly with Git, and it's also not having to sort of replicate the security password information. You control that. It's within your installation of Git, and Vershd simply sits on top of it and uses that as you'd expect. So that's how you do this, and then you can just select one of these and click open, and it comes through to where you are or where you want to be. Once you've done this, of course, you've then also got the ones here. You can come straight back, an easy one click to get through to a different repository and start switching between repositories to your heart's content. So here we have the main sort of area with branches, and you've got the branches drop down, and you've got all the kind of things you'd normally expect. You've got push, pull, create, merge, delete, and so many more. And you'll see here, this is designed to be as stripped down as simple as possible to take care of any complexities for you. So here you can just push to whatever your remote is. You can select it here. Similarly, you can pull from wherever you like. You can create new branches, and it will tell you as you go to create a new branch. It will tell you, here we are. Here are the commits that we're going to be seeing after this branch. So it'll show you here the information for this commit, and it'll show you the files that were in it, so you understand where you're making the branch. And this is important, of course, because you can also create a branch here by right-clicking. You can also copy the commit details and that sort of thing. This is one of the things that I pointed out that's different and unique with it. You've got a rewind. Now that allows you to either delete or undo, and this is sort of it's a superset of both reverse and reset. If you've ever used those Git commands, this is a much simpler, easier way of doing it. You can either elect to keep the commits and working files changes, or you can just get rid of them when you delete these files, or indeed you can just undo particular commits as you see fit. So the idea there is just to take care of the complexity behind it and to understand what you're actually going to lose or get rid of before you do so. Similarly, when you go to delete, instead of just deleting, it'll tell you, oh, you can't delete the current branch, please switch to another branch before deleting this one, because it's trying to make sure that you understand the fundamentals of what could go wrong and how to prevent you from making those mistakes. One thing that people really liked, which we've seen a lot of feedback on, is the branch comparison. So if I show you, for example, the hotfix branch in comparison, what you see here is that on the main branch and the hotfix branch, we've got a number of commits which are on the hotfix branch, which are missing from the main branch. So this is a very clear, simple overview of what's gone on. And if you scroll down, you see one that looks weird because it's on both, and indeed it is. What it means in a situation like this is that this commit in the center is actually both, it's got the same subject, it's got the same body of the text message, of the commit message, and within that, the same number of files and exactly the same files have been changed. But what's different between them is that the commit hash and the date of when it was committed and the parent hash is different. What does that mean in plain English? What it almost certainly means is that you've cherry-picked a commit from one branch to another, or maybe it was a teammate, but you can understand that, okay, there's something that was on both. I was expecting it to be there. There are differences, but I would expect those differences to be true. This is unique. There's nothing else out there that does this. Similarly, when it comes to the main branch, you then see there are a couple of commits on here which are missing from the hotfix branch, and then you can also see some commits which are identical. When it comes to things like cherry picking and merging, you can do that, of course, not from the main branch, but if you come from this sort of branch, you can say, hey, I want to cherry pick onto the current branch. It confirms for you what the branch of the name of the current branch is, so you know what's going on there. And then you can just click OK and you're done. Pending is similarly simple for you. You can change the way in which the files look, which are pending. You don't ever have to worry about the index. The index, to my mind, is, when we talk about it in the team, is about something which was, if you like, an internal implementation of Git, which we should never have seen. And the advantage of doing things this way is that, for example, this solution now file is brand new and it's simply untracked, as it tells you. And so what you can do is tick on it. And when you go to put in a message here, like my commit message, you can simply come down here, commit, it's added to the index, and then it's committed along with everything else. There's no need to worry about it. There's no need to concern yourself with, do I need to add it to this or make sure it's staged on that? There's no concern. Similarly, when you right click on these files, you get a whole load of comparisons that you can do. You can compare the working file to the latest commit, the previous commit, the latest to the previous commit, and a whole bunch of other ways. Similarly, when you come to branches, just briefly to come back, there is something on here which works rather nicely, which is this. So this shows you when you click on a commit, the text message, the commit message that came in with the text that was in it, and the files that were changed. So if I click on this one, it gives an even better example of all the different files that there are and how they changed. And when you right click on one of these, you can see you've got historic files and how they compared to the previous commit, the working file, the latest commit. They're all there to provide maximum insight and overview and clarity as to what's going on. There are other Git clients that provide a lot of this, but they're not quite as universal as we are. We like to provide the clearest, simplest understanding, because there's a lot to juggle at times. You've got the local repo, you've got your remote repo, that's changing, your one's changing, your team members are changing the remote one more and more frequently, and then you've got your working files as well. And actually triangulating between all of those can be a real trouble. One of the things that we do within Vershd is that we automatically fetch for you. So by default, it's every minute. You can turn it off if you want, or you can increase it up to every 60 minutes. So it's pulling information in, getting the latest information. It never changes anything on your machine for you in terms of the files that you're working on, but it's keeping you up to date with what your team are doing and how they're working through everything that they're working through. So if we come on to the pending files again, what we've got here is just an easy way of selecting them. You can see files which have been unaltered, and there's a unique aspect here as well called buried. Now, a buried file is a little bit strange because what it's trying to do is it's showing you something which you might have changed in the past, but you don't actually want to see very frequently. So you just select it there as being buried. And then once it does that, you can see that it's producing here a little skull and crossbones, and that tells you that it's buried. Now, the git ignore solution that's there at the moment only works on files that have never actually been put into Git. Buried files can work on anything. So buried files are unique to Vershd, and again, a new way of making things work. You can also compare and amend to the previous commit if you like. So you can see what changed in the previous commit, amend that, and then you can compare those changes to the very latest commit or see what changes you've made on the desktop since that commit. It's an easier way of understanding when you go to a change, a commit, the amend to the last commit, what's going to happen, how does it affect the files on your disk, how is it going to affect the commit itself when you change it. All of that is fairly straightforward, I would like to think. Unless there are any questions, please do ask in the private chat. And finally, I would just point out stashed. The stashed files here, you can see one of the major comparisons you can do is you compare the stash with your working files, or you compare them with what happened before you stashed. And if you look here, you can see the files that were added and changed just like there were on the branches and pending screens, and it changes. The numbers will change depending on the comparison that you're doing. The same sort of change happens when you're amending a commit and you're comparing it to either the last commit or the previous. The line numbers will update to show you a really proper overview of what's gone on. I suppose I should just briefly say what's in the help menu, because often this isn't tremendously interesting, but I like to think in this particular case it is, because with the help file here, what we've got is a knowledge base with all sorts of frequently asked questions. It's a great way of contacting us, that you can get in contact with us and tell us what's going on. Similarly, we've got other things here like feedback. So we've got a way, for example, for just drawing on the screen and saying, hey, you know, this bit here, I don't really understand it. And you can come through, rate your experience, give us a message and say what you thought and what you don't understand or what needs to be fixed. Likewise, we have a community forum and we've got roadmap and customer ideas. If you want to put any ideas down, we've got that for you as well. And you can arrange and organize your account very simply and easily through our website using the My Account link. So all in all, Vershd provides a simple, straightforward way of doing things. The one thing that people have asked for, that we are working on shortly, we will start working on it, is the idea of actually allowing us to compare within the application. At the moment, it just works with whatever file comparison tool you've got that you're working with in Git, but we will have the option in the future to use our new internal file comparison that will come by the end of Q3, quarter 3 of this year. If you have anything you would like to suggest, it would be great to see it in the messages. One of the things that we are working on at the moment is translations. The first one we're doing is German. If there are any other languages, please do tell us. We'd love to know what it is that you want to have Vershd translated into. And apart from that, that's it. Thank you for watching it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Paul, for sharing as a
Pleasure.
quick walkthrough of Vershd. So guys, that was Vershd, an effortless Git GUI for your coding needs. And we have, I'm seeing right now if we have any questions and etc. The roadmap one was really interesting. Go, go to the roadmap, add in your features. If you want any features, Paul and his team would love to, take a note of them. So, or else you can also mail Paul, if you are facing any kind of support issues, etc. You can also mail Paul at support@blightysoft.io. I'll just paste the email ID link in the comments for you guys to just take a note of, and also the deal link in the comments so that you guys can go and just grab Vershd for free. So I've pasted the deal link in the comment as well, guys. It's right now displayed on the screen. You can just go grab it, and that is awesome. So, yep. Any more questions, guys, or else we'll be ending this webinar. You can watch the replay. The replay would always be live on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, etc., everywhere that you see. So you can just watch the replay if you have missed it. I've seen that 2 people have joined just now. You guys just missed the demo, but don't worry, replay is here, and you will be sorted with that. And that is awesome. Got it. So we have come to the end of this webinar, guys. I hope you liked the presentation. And before ending this webinar, I'm just going to show you how you can get Vershd right now. You can just go to the Vershd page here, and the link would be in the comment section or about this video, where in the description, wherever you're watching this from. You can just check it out. And as you can see, this is free. You can just click on buy now and buy it. It's showing me limited plan quantity because I've already bought it, like in the start of this webinar. So if it's showing you like that, it will either be in your cart or you already have bought it. So if you have a one PitchGround account, you can only buy it once. So you can just do in instructions, like it'll be in your account in the coupons section, where you can just go to instructions, and you can see the step-by-step way to redeem your purchase. This link will take you to here, and you can have a coupon here, and you apply coupon, and this will become free. So that's how this works. This is a free premium plan that is $37 per year that you're getting it for free. So just grab it right now, guys, because this is the effortless Git GUI. That's going to help you with your coding. So
just click on the link and you'll go straight through. That's it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Awesome. So thank you so much for joining in this webinar, and we'll see you in our upcoming webinars, and we'll be bringing you more amazing freebies just like Vershd in our marketplace. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.
Cheerio.